Hello, welcome to our today's webinar, Moisture Protection of Stone. Thank you for joining us also in May or this month's topic. As always in our webinars, we make some parts here on the slides, on the PowerPoint presentation, then we move over to our application table and do some product applications. Yeah, behind the desk is also my colleague Otello Pirodi. If you have any question, please type into the chat. He will answer them directly or he will pop them through to me and I will answer them live on the show. Okay, so moisture protection of stone. So this is a big topic. It's a very important topic. So we said we need a whole webinar for that because this is unfortunately let's say, the damage which results out of moisture or rising moisture is usually not cleanable, not repairable. So out of our experience, approximately 90% of all irreparable damage to natural stone surface are caused by moisture and rising moisture from the rear side. So you can see the pictures here. Of course, this will be most of the stainings will happen on floorings, but not always, but also on walls. It is possible. It is in shower trays. It's possible tombstones, monuments, everywhere you have this issue. The reason why it happens could be plenty. Then usually the people go to the construction site, they start arguing, discussing whose fault is it? Is the substructure has a failure? Is a defect there in the substructure? Was there a drainage system or was there not a drainage system installed? Maybe there is one installed, but it was not installed proper, or it was, let's say, it was filled up with some leaves or some other stone particles, so it cannot work proper. Maybe in some areas you cannot do any drainage system. Yeah, we have maybe a low installation height, so it's just not possible to do some drainage to get rid of the rainwater, for example, or other humidity. But it's not always the humidity, the liquid water, which causes the problem. Usually, it's the water. The moisture damp, the vapor of the water, which is evaporating from underneath the substructure, penetrating into the stone and causing all of these issues and problems. And of course, the stone itself could be also a reason. Not all stones are affected by this phenomenon, but most of them. Yeah, especially, of course, we know some of them, they are quite absorbent. Yeah, they like this Padang yellow, for example, you see in the picture. This is a quite, here it will happen quite fast and quite strong. Other stones like Nero Assoluto, they are quite dense, yeah, black Assoluto, but still also they get humidity staining. I will show you some pictures later. Yeah. This is a typical example. Yeah, it starts always from the joints. The stainings are coming from the joints or on the stairways from their corners. So it's a widely spread rumor that the humidity has to evaporate through the stones and through the joints. Yeah, and that every water underneath the stone needs to evaporate through the stone or through the joints, and then it will dry up. That's actually not true. You can have the hottest sun, you can have the driest stone and the driest mortar, but you will always find some humidity underneath. That's just fact. And so you get all of these stainings. Yeah, especially tombstones. You also have this moisture stainings. Yeah, you can understand when it sits directly in the soil here. Yeah, then of course water can penetrate from the backside into the stone and causing these stainings, or here even up to the monument. Yeah. Also on the left side, you can see that you have the moisture stainings a little bit more far on the top. So this is strange on the first look, yeah, because here there's no water in this area, but here on the top there is. But when you look closer, you can see here the entire monument is closed by a big granite slab. So, and inside there is humidity. And where does it sit and stay? The condensation water will sit underneath of the slab and then agglomerate here and then push through the stone and causing the stainings. Yeah, or here you have big stones lying there, monument stones, and you have here the moisture stainings. And yeah, as I said earlier, you cannot clean that. Yeah, this stone is done. There's no way to clean it and to remove it. Yeah, this is only humidity stainings. Yeah, as we say, you can see it here. And it's only humidity stainings, but after a while, everywhere where there's permanent water pressure or water penetrating into the stones, everywhere there's water, there is also minerals. Yeah, and you can see here how the surface looks. This is, yeah, you have the efflorescence, you have saltiness, you have, even it looks like a little bit rusty or yellowish. And this is not a, let's say, a fixed installation. This is not installed on mortar. This is installed in a loose layout. This is installed on gravel. Yeah, so you have open joints, you have gravel underneath. So actually the water could disappear. But unfortunately it does not. It stays under the stones, rises up again through weather changes, through temperature changes, and then causing all of this stainings. Yeah, you can see also even some yellowish parts. And this is a very, very interesting case because you can see here there's a rooftop. So this is a good example that rain is not an issue. Yeah, because in this area here it always will rain and fresh water will be on the surface of the stone. But the stainings here are there, yeah, but they are not as bad as they are here on this side. And this we often see under carports or other areas which have some roofs and they are connected to an area which has no roof on top of it, that the area, the stone installation underneath of the roofs are usually much more damaged than on the free sky, under the free sky. So yeah, what happens is a little bit of physical chemical reaction underneath. So humidity always tries to evaporate where it can evaporate faster. And then if it's constantly raining here on the right side, so it will not evaporate as fast here. So it tries to evaporate here and then it brings up all of the minerals and salts. And definitely they have done here everything right. They have, you can see here, there's a decline. So you have here the 2% properly, so water can disappear. But still you have the water stainings underneath, there's gravel, so also the liquid water can disappear. But the water dam, the evaporating water will always push back and come to the surface. Another example. So this will be now a little bit of a shock pictures here for you to show you what all can happen. Definitely, if you look around your city, you see these pictures everywhere. You just have to focus on it, and all of these issues can be solved, but they cannot be solved, but they can be prevented. And to that we come later. Yeah, not only outdoor, also indoor. Yeah, you can see here, this is an interesting case. This is the new airport in Istanbul, Turkey. This picture was taken 3 months after opening of this airport. Yeah, it's a huge airport, a very nice airport, but already after opening, the stone is ruined. You have these watermarks there. Of course, big projects, they're always in a hurry. They have opening scheduled, the opening dates scheduled. So probably the installation companies, they will not wait till the substructure is completely cured, 28 days and so on. And they use maybe some special cements or some mortars, which makes it a little bit faster. So all this can have an issue to stain the stone later on. And yeah, it's a shame that already in the beginning of the project, the stone is ruined, and actually, yeah, you should remove it and replace it. Yeah, also here, you have the stainings. Probably here, it's a different case. It comes probably from the top side, that the joint is open. The cleaning companies go here with the cleaning machines. The water goes in here to the joints and then rises up behind the stone and staining the area. Yeah, another example that it's not rain is the issue is here from Qatar. Yeah, we have here rain days a year, roughly 10. You know, Qatar, they will holding the FIFA World Championship in the end of this year. So it's very hot there and no rain. And this is the reason 10 days of rain and still the stone is very badly ruined. And the dark spots are actually the stainings. Yeah, the light areas are the original color of the stone. So water is everywhere. Water is always underneath the stone, especially outdoors. And then you have temperature changes in these areas. Yeah, 20 degrees at night, 45, 50 degrees during daytime. The stone gets even hotter through the sun. And then you have huge temperature changes, huge pressure, air pressure or water, a vapor pressure, which goes through the stone and yeah, leaves the marks which we see here. Yeah, I only showed granites, but of course it will also happen on limestone or marbles, especially if the marbles have some iron inside, like this Carrara. You see here, maybe you don't see the watermarks, but you can see the result out of moisture penetration from behind. Yeah, rust. Where there's moisture and there's iron, there will be rust. And this is always what we get asked. Carrara usually does not rust when the rain comes from the top, because how much water does penetrate into the stone? Not much, maybe the first millimeter, and then it starts to evaporating again. But when there is constant water underneath the stone, pushing through the stone, the iron starts to rust. And I think we showed it, yeah, here in this illustration. You can see here, this one, it's, let's say it's the iron minerals in the stone structure, the moisture, yeah, goes through the stone, pushes through the stone, it starts to rust, and then it forms like these cloudy patches, which we always see on the surface. So of course, there are rust remover cleaners, which can remove the rust. We have rust remover or rust converters on acid base. They usually work okay or pretty good, even inside the stone when you have a granite. But this type of cleaner, as it is acid-based, you cannot use on a marble or on a limestone. So here you have to use pH neutral or alkaline rust removers, and they will only remove the rust on the surface. But again, if this problem is inside the stone and the rust is pushing under the stone again, you will have the stain again. I can remove this area, yeah, or even I can cut the stone or grind the stone the first 1-2 millimeters and make a repolish or something like that. It will look fine the first a few days, but after a few weeks, the patches come again because the rust starts to grow up again on the surface. So there is no cleaning of this and no removing of these stainings. Shower trails inside of a hotel, 80 rooms, all look the same, all look alike. You can see directly how they were installed. Yeah, the tile adhesive was put in circles there, and then the slab was put there. So 80 bathrooms have to be removed because of the stainings, and then they start to argue whose fault is it: substructure, stone installer, a tile layer, stone manufacturer, whose fault is it? In the end, usually the stonemason or the installer, he gets blamed. So all this could be prevented, but before. Yeah, now there's no chance to remove this type of stain. It's just, yeah, unfortunately how it looks. Underneath the substructure, the humidity is there and pushes through the material. I can go on and on and on and on. So you have seen these pictures everywhere. This is wall cladding. It gets saltiness. The frost thaw changes. Then the stones break out because the humidity was trapped there. Here, limestone. Yeah, also this looks very, very bad. Humidity was there. Then they try to block the rainwater because they thought the rainwater would be the issue. So they coated everything from the top side. But then you see it gets worse. Because the rain is not an issue. Yeah, the water from the top, it still goes underneath, and underneath the water pushes through the stone and causes this badly efflorescence. Yeah, this is also a project. This is a granite installed in India, I think on a convention center. Also here, shortly after opening, it looks like that. Of course, you can, as it is a flamed stone, try to remove it by flaming this area again. Yeah, of course, you can see in the picture, it removes the stains. But to be honest, this will be extremely expensive. Yeah, paying all the labor there, doing 100,000 or more of square meter of flaming by hand. And in the end, it will not solve the problem, because now it looks good. But after 4 to 8 weeks, it will look exactly like here, because the problem is underneath, the water pushes further and causing the stains again. So this is only a short-term solutions. Of course, if you have the contract to clean this every 2 months, yeah, lucky you. You will have to work forever for that project and can get paid. But actually, this is not solving the problem. So what can you do? Moisture protection by AKEMI, we have 2 types of solutions. Yeah, this depends what solution is the right one. It depends on the installation. Yeah, when you have a loose laying installation on a bed of gravel, of small stone particles, you can use impregnators, special floor impregnators, or 6-side protection impregnators. Yeah, you apply them 6 sides around the stone, as you can see here by the dots. And usually they are quick and easy to apply. You can install them directly on the same day. And here you can see the gravel. The gray dots are the gravel, and then you can see here the moisture trying to evaporate underneath the stone, and it gets blocked by these impregnators, pre-protection impregnators. So this works good on loose laying, loose installations. But what is when it comes to permanent laying, like fixed installation, when you use tile adhesive, tile glue, especially outside, you will have then permanent contact of mortar with the backside of the stone, and therefore a 6-side sealing or impregnation will not work forever. This will get through the alkaline media of the cement, of the grout, of the tile adhesive. This will dissolve sooner or later the sealer, and then you also could have some staining. So for that installation, we recommend a complete backside coating. So this is really a long-term 100% solution. So we are very, very sure about that. We have tested it many, many years, over a decade, that this is the proper solution. We will completely coat the backside of the stone. Nothing goes there. Even if there is some water logging, yeah, permanent water underneath, the stone doesn't care. There will be no staining from that. Good. Let's start with the pre-installation impregnation. So what is the product? One product is what we have is Pre-Protect. This is a water-based pre-impregnation for laying. So you can use it 5 sides or 6 sides. Usually 5 sides is enough, but as you can use it, if you want, you can use it also on the top side. So 6-side protection. So that makes the cleaning of later used grout adhesive, especially when you are outside, you have like this rough flamed stones usually. And then it's easier for you to remove the residue of the grout, the cement films, the concrete films. And when you have protected all 6 sides, it's quite easy to clean it. So what is the advantage of a water-based product? It can be applied also on stones which have still some remaining humidity, because how usually is it on the construction site? You get delivered your stones. Sometimes they are wrapped in plastic, but also if they are not wrapped in plastic, they can have some trapped moisture inside. And this doesn't matter because the Pre-Protect is water-based, so you can also apply it on some humid stones. And after 30 minutes of application, the stone is already finished and protected, and you can start laying the material. So this is always a good solution when you have to work on site and when you have to adapt a little bit, cutting some stones, when you don't know how the stones get out. So always just have the Pre-Protect ready. You cut the stone, you apply it on the edges, and then wait a few minutes, and then you can install it. Yeah, how does it look in the on the construction site. You can see here, this was some stainings on a gravel bed. You can see here the gravel bed. You remove the stones, and you can see here really there is some water underneath. And this also will be when there is 2 weeks sun in the summertime. Yeah, no rain. I bet you when you remove one of these tiles, you will always find some trapped moisture underneath the stone. Maybe not like here. Yeah, this is quite a lot, but even here there will be some moisture, and this can harm the stone when you have a certain material. So what have we done? We have brought fresh stones, installed the Pre-Protect on them, or applied the Pre-Protect on them, installed them, and you can see the difference. Yeah, it looks like day and night, I would say. Stained, no stained, very easy. Yeah, just protect the stones in a proper way before installation, and then you have a good result. Yeah, we can go even further. This was not done by us. This was done by a client. He has tested several protecting agents, protecting sealers, impregnations, and you can see here, this was the AKEMI product applied, and here there was different products applied, and here he made a really worse case scenario. He applied a lot of water around. Yeah, so this is usually not a standard test, but he said, I want to be 100% sure. I flooded the area. I sprinkled water every now and then on the surface and check how it reacts. And you can see how the AKEMI product performed. So this is really a good protection when you need to have a fast pre-protection. So I think enough talking. Let's start applying one of the Pre-Protect. Please, if there are questions, come into the chat. And yeah, wait, I forgot some. No, the gloves are there. Colleague installed already gloves here. So yeah, this is Pre-Protect, 5 liter. We only sell it in 5 liter, not in smaller one, because usually you use it on terraces. We have at least, let's say 30, 40, 50 square meter, I believe. And when we say, on rough stones, you have, I don't know, you need 10, 15 square meter you can cover with 1 liter. Then both sides maybe, so it's like 7.5 square meter for 1 liter. Then a 5 liter canister is good to use for 1 terrace. I use gloves because it's quite alkaline, the product. So better use gloves than when you use it. And now
Johannes? So first of all, hello, everyone. Johannes, there's a question. One viewer is asking, how long do I have to wait after the application?
Yeah, after the application, as I said, 30 minutes. Yeah, then you can install it. It's quite fast. Yeah, we will do it now also here, and we will check the result after 30 minutes. As always, don't just put the product on the stone. Yeah, always use a canister. Yeah, because I always come to construction site and see people like pouring it and then spreading it. This will not make a good performance. Yeah, you have a lot of concentration of sealer on one area, and then in some other areas you will have very little. So always use a canister and a device, a tool to apply it. So here I will use something like this. This is what is it, like a microfiber application tool. If you have like a floor, a bigger area, you can also use a spraying device, like a pump spray. You put like 5 liter in it. You go lay your stones upside down, and then you spray the whole back side and the lateral sides. So exactly, you can see here the cutted one. I just cover it one good time. This is usually absolutely enough. Then I go on the edges. Yeah, just take also something on the edge. That's enough. Yeah. If I want to, now I would wait about 10 minutes, and then I remove a little bit the excess, then I turn it, and I can treat also the surface.
Johannes, another question. Does the Pre-Protect change the color of the stone?
No, it does not. Now, of course, obviously it becomes dark. because it penetrates inside. But when it is disappeared, I think we can show it to you later. The stone will return to its original color. Of course, we have not tested all 10,000 different natural stones there are in the world, but most of them we have checked, which are usually used for terraces, outside installations, and so on. And so far, we have not seen any changes. Yeah, that's so far from that. Yeah, I can show you here already some treated and the result, how it looks. So this is I think the same stone, and you can see it turned back to its original color. We have here a gravel bed. Maybe I can show it upside here. We have here a gravel bed, which is, yeah, there's just a little bit moisture there, yeah, not much. But when you turn this stone up, you can see it's completely covered with water because the water evaporates to the top and into the stone. And you can see the untreated stone, how the marks are after a while, yeah, it turns and becomes, it stains. This is the Pre-Protect also here, yeah. There's humidity there, but it does not penetrate inside, yeah. Here, there's the humidity and penetrates inside and stains the stone after a while. Yeah, it does not take too long. Usually, as it always also it's written in the standards, yeah, for natural stone installations. It says usually, especially in the German one, it says moisture staining are common to fresh installed stone. Stone floorings. Yeah, it's common, it's normal. Yeah, but they disappear after a while. Yeah, that's okay. But usually if they come back, they will never disappear. Yeah, because in the beginning it is, this moisture stainings are coming. Of course, I have some grout. I wash the surface to remove some concrete film, etc. And then there's a little bit of water. The stone is a little bit wet. It dries up, but then it comes back because the water is underneath. And if this process goes on and on for a few weeks, then this dark stainings, yeah, like here, they get permanent. Even if we put this stone now and dry it completely in an oven, these dark stainings, they will stay because, as I said, in the water, there's always some minerals, there's always some salts, there's always some, was ist Kalk nochmal? There's always some lime scale inside the water dissolved, yeah, and it will push into the capillaries and then dry up and then block the capillaries, and then you have the stainings and then they don't disappear anymore. So that's the problem. You can avoid it like this when you use the Pre-Protect. So always what we recommend is, it depends on the stone, but we recommend to remove after about 10 minutes. Now it's a little bit faster, of course. The excess, which does not penetrate, you can see here, it looks quite wet. Now on the other picture, yes, you can see it's reflecting. So there's still some good amount there. So I just go with a dry tool, dry cloth on the surface and remove a little bit the excess. And that's it. And then I let dry it up and let dry it. And yeah, later on, now I could remove, turn it and apply on the surface, but we want to check later the water repellency. So I leave it like that. So that's it. Apply it, leave it for 10 minutes. Yeah, remove a little bit the excess. When you have floored it down, you can just take a cotton mop or something. Yeah, you just go over the surface, remove the excess, leave it there for half an hour, and then directly install it into your gravel bed. Good. Are there any questions?
Yes, one question. One viewer is asking, can I apply the darkener super? If yes, when can I apply it?
Okay. Yeah. Of course, you can apply darkener super after. As it is a water-based, product, you can always go after with a solvent based on top of it. But then it must be dry. Yeah. So I would wait a few days till the reaction is done and all the humidity is out. But usually it's done. As you can see, this is half an hour. So after installation, wait at least 1 day, and then you can use the darkener super there. Are there more questions?
No more questions.
Okay, right, good. Then we proceed. And because now we come to the main topic, the coatings, the 100% solutions. Let me check where we are. Yeah. So now this was the pre-protect was when we have the installation on gravel, loose installation. Of course, you can, as you can see, wait, sorry, I go back. You can see here also on the picture, you see here tile glue. Of course, you can use it also on tile glue, but then only interior. And when you have interior installations, yeah, bathrooms, living rooms, etc., you can use the pre-protect also there. But then you have to use at least a tile adhesive with bonding power at least C2. So you need a little bit of higher bonding power then. Because of course, pre-protect is like a impregnation, and it also prevents the tile adhesive from sticking to the stone, or not prevents, but reduces the adhesion. So therefore, we need at least a C2 quality that you have a good adhesion. So interior on tile glued C2, pre-protect is possible. Outside, only on loose installations, gravel bed, yes. But when it comes to fixed installations, mortar, substructure, then you need a proper coating. And this is our anti-stain coating. This is a 2-component polymer coating. So this has a mixing ratio of 2:1. And you have a very good a working time of 20-30 minutes. So you have enough time when you mix a good amount to treat a few stones. It's absolutely weather resistant. It has a high alkali stability, which is important. But because every screed, every concrete, every tile adhesive is alkaline. Yeah, has a pH level from 8, 9, 10. And this alkaline environment can harm sealers. So that's the reason pre-protect cannot be used when there is a constant humidity environment. So the anti-stain coating is proved there, is tested there for many, many years. It's good for -20 degrees, it's good for +50 degree alkaline, salt water whatsoever. It doesn't matter. The stone is protected from the backside. Usually you can install it after 16 to 20 hours on 20 degree. Of course, when it's 30 degree, you can cut this curing time in half. So we here after 8 to 10 hours, you can install it. So, but that means not on the same day usually. Yeah, you apply the stones one day early on the site or in the factory. You bring them to the site and you start installing it, and then you're sure nothing will happen. So what are the advantages of this? As I say, extremely long durability. There is no case we have experienced till now where there is stainings. After so many years, we have had the product. It's very easy to use. I will show you how easy it is for the application. And yeah, you roll it, you sprinkle some quartz sand there. You will see it right now. And this is important because we will have then a very good adhesion to the tile glue, to the substructure. Because of course, this coating will block a tile adhesive from good adhesion to the stone. But with the quartz sand, we have even a higher adhesion to the backside of the stone. Yeah, I think enough talking also here. We will move there and apply it. Good. Yeah. We have it in 2 different units. We have it in the 900 gram unit. This is usually good for, let's say 5-6 square meters. This is like if you do a lot of tombstones, monuments, if you do, let's say entrances, podests from entrances where you have like big, nice slabs of granite, for example, for your entrance hall or so. So that's enough for that. If it comes to terraces, bigger area, we have here a 15 kg unit. Yeah, this is A and B. You can see how strong I am. Yeah, 10 kg with 2. No, of course it's empty. No, it's a 2-to-1 system. So we have these pumping devices. You can use them. So it's quite easy for the worker also on site to use. You make like, take your cup, you make like 1, 2, 1, and you have directly the perfect mixing ratio. Alternatively, we have this dosing system. Maybe I can show it here on the camera. Yeah, you have here, where we have it there. Yeah, here it says 2 to 1. Is it right the way, or should I have it like this one? This is perfect. Yeah, you have here, sorry, 2 to 1, and you have this scale here. So the thing is, what you do is you put your A component to one line, and then you put the B component to the next line, and you have directly the right mixing ratio. Another possibility is if you use the small unit. Yeah, the unit is designed that you can put the B component completely in the A. So we have left here a little bit space. You can see that here. Yeah, you can put it directly in here. Then you mix it. You have directly the same mix, the perfect mixing ratio. You are good to go for 5-6 square meters. You saw already the colors. So we have a greenish color and a grayish color. Don't be afraid, the stone will not look green later on, but this is a good indicator for the worker. When you mix it, when it becomes one homogeneous color, you know you have mixed it well. Okay, how do I apply it? I apply it with a roller, yeah, paintbrush, paint roller with a fur we recommend. Yeah, with this short hairs. Of course, they are available in different sizes. Yeah, on a small one like this is enough, but when you have bigger ones, or more area to do, you can also use the bigger rollers. Please don't use this foam rollers. Yeah, this is made out of this foam, and as you see here already, yeah, when you go and apply it, usually, especially when you go for the corners or edges, these foam rollers, they will cut, they will go they destroy, and after a few tiles you have done, you can throw this. So don't use foam or sponge, or how you call it. Use these rollers. Good. Now we do that. For this, I don't need much. I will go like, how much you need. As you say, as I said, 900 gram for 5 to 6 square meter. Yeah, the mathematic viewer already did the calculation. So it's about 150 gram to 200 gram a square meter. So it's really not a big amount you need.
Johannes, can I ask you one question while you're
No, we are not here for questions.
Yes, one question is, how long is the curing time?
Yeah, curing time, as I said, it's about 60. The curing time is about 6 to 8 hours. It's already solid, so no sticky anymore. Not sticky anymore. You can start to install it. You can stack it or store it, and installation will be after 16 to 20 hours at 20 degrees. Yeah, usually when it's warmer, it's get much faster. Yeah, I've seen also in the summertime people doing it in the morning on the construction side. Yeah, they doing the tiles. Yeah, after lunchtime, 5-6 hours later, they were installing it because summertime 30-35 degrees, the sun is shining, it cures quite fast then. So, but from the paper, from the book, 20 degrees, if we say curing time 6 to 8 hours, it's not sticky anymore. You can start to stack or to transport it better, because you can stack it earlier. I will show you how you do that. But you can transport it after 6 to 8 hours and install it then usually after 16 to 20 hours. So usually the next day. Okay, now I have mixed here A and B. And when I start mixing it, you can see I have the lines, and after short time, it becomes one homogeneous color, and this greenish color is disappearing. So I know now I have done a good mixture. Okay, so how I do it, I pour a little bit on the surface. Yeah, of course, in the beginning, the roller is still dry. It will absorb a little bit. So, but when it is wet now, like now, I can start spreading, and you can see how the coating is disappearing. Yeah, and the stone structure still shines through. So it's very thin. So you don't have to be afraid that we have any big coating there or some color changes or so. So, and that's it. Yeah, already coated the complete backside. So, but now it comes the important part, the lateral sides. So as we said, we need to cover a little bit the sides, because what does the humidity do when it comes underneath? It tries to pressure to go through the stone. It cannot. Tries to evaporate over the joints, and then it goes up here. So we have to cover at least half of the side with the anti-stain. So there is also a protection. So I take a little bit more, just to wet the roller. So, and now I do that. Just go like 45 degrees or a little bit less with your roller, and you cover a half or one or 2/3 of the side. What is also important, and here you usually cut, the sponge. Yeah, when you do that for some meters, you cut the edge. That's the reason we recommend the fur roller. Very important is to do one extra line here on this edge, on the direct edge, because this covers the area. So there's no use when you cover here and the side, but you forget the edge, exactly the edge. So water can go inside here, so we don't want that. So that's it. And that is one application of anti-stain coating. Of course, now I could install it. If I install it like that, perfect protection. When I have tile adhesive, will not stick there. So for that, I need some quartz sand, some washed quartz sand. I can show it to you here. Some washed quartz sand. So the size doesn't matter actually. It's about 0.5 to 1.5 millimeter, something like that, between plus minus. So that's not so important. Important is it must be washed. No dust should be there. Yeah, only the pure quartz sand. So if I have installations like on a tombstone where I just put my monument into the soil, then I can leave it like that. Yeah, because I don't need an adhesion. It will block the soil and the stainings from the soil. But when I have like some fixed installations on mortar, I need the sand. So I do that now. I just sprinkle a little bit of the quartz sand on top of the surface. I cannot do too much, because everything which is too much will not stick to the stone, will not stick to the coating. So here I can be generous, because after curing, I just flip the stone and pour it out and put it in a bucket again. All the sand which is not sticking, and can use it again. So that actually is the miracle. And now this stone is completely protected, and there will be no issue later on. I have here a protected stone from this morning. We have done a German webinar. So already this is 5 hours ago, and you can see I can touch it already. And you can see here, there's the sand. Yeah, it's very strong. My colleague gave me 3 centimeter tile, so I have to carry here a little bit more. Could also be 2 centimeter, but no. So you can see here the sand, and it even removes my glove. So you have a high adhesion. So even a higher adhesion than a normal cut backside of a stone. And this is the advantage of the anti-stain coating in combination with the quartz sand. And I think you can see here also, we covered also about 1/2 of 2/3 of the coating. I hope you can see that. Maybe you can see that. Yeah, I think here it's visible. Yeah, what is coated, what is not coated. Yeah. So this is completely enough. And here I can put it in water, no problem, or in soil or in Portland cement. I don't care. I don't care. Also, the stone does not care. There will be no staining regarding from the backside. Are there any questions to the anti-stain coating? Otello, I hear you are writing already.
Yes, I leave it for you to answer it. I mean, I want you to keep in shape, Yes. That's why I chose also the heavy things. No, for the anti-stain coating 2015, how much surface temperature will it keep performing? In India, climate temperature is near 47 degrees centigrades and granite temperature touch near 80 degrees.
Okay, 80 would be a little bit high, yeah. Usually it performs always, but then you have to work a little bit faster. 40 degrees usually not a problem. It becomes quite good to spread with the roller. Yeah, of course, I would apply it into the shade. Yeah, not in the direct sunlight, because then you really have to hurry. Just that's the only reason. You have to work a little bit faster, but you also have not to do let's say a sprint race with it, because we have some good working time. We say 30 minutes, yeah, roughly with 20 degree. So you can calculate 15 minutes, 30 degrees, 7-8 minutes with 40 degree. You have time to spread a mixed solution. So I think 8 minutes, when you mix like, I don't know, 1 liter and you put it on different stones and one other guy is starting rolling, usually there's no problem. I will show you later on a project in Oman. Also there we have temperatures 45 degree, no issue. And they were using it very efficiently there. So the temperature is not a problem. The product will perform, not an issue. Of course, the stone should not burn. Yeah, better do it in the factory when it's like 35, 40 degree ambient temperature. Yeah, everything when there's direct sunlight, of course. Yeah, but it will just reduce the application and curing time. So if you can adapt to that, lucky you. The product doesn't care. But of course, better also workable for the workers to keep it workable, because then, you know, if it's too hot, your roller start to cure and become sticky. So better to keep let's say moderate temperature, 35, 40 degree, usually should not be a problem. Okay, and later on the product doesn't care at all. Yeah, if it's like -20 or if the stone is lying in the sun and getting heated up every day to 60, 70 degree, doesn't care. Yeah, the protection will be there, but during application, of course, you have to make sure that it's still workable. Good.
No more questions.
No more question. Good. Then this was very small. Now I will show you how it's done in a little bit bigger scale. So this is in a workshop here. They wanted to do a stairway, a big stairway, and here they prepared the slabs like that. Then of course they did some mixing, not like in the small cups like I did, but in a bucket with a stirrer, for example. They put like 3-4 liters at once or 5 liters at once. They start mixing, and then they were spreading it. So don't keep it mixed like 3-4 liters in a bucket, because then you don't have 20-30 minutes to work. Yeah, definitely not, because then the product already starts to react, gets heated up, and so the time gets accelerated, or the curing gets accelerated faster. So you can mix it in 5 liter, but then start to spread it already on all surfaces like they did here. They mixed a good amount and then they spreaded it on all available tiles they have done. And here, now you have again 20-30 minutes, because it's sitting here, temperature is normal, yeah, 30 degree, 25 degree maybe in summertime, German summertime, yeah, India, of course, a little bit different. But then you have the time to spread it. And this is what they do. Yeah, they have 1-2 people spreading, and one is mixing and applying the coating always. So here also you can see bigger slabs, bigger roller. And then, yeah, they were very fast and spreading the product in a very efficient way. So it's not an issue of when you have a two-man team, yeah, when they are trained together to mix and apply, they can do 100 square meters in 2 hours. This is not an issue, but they have to be trained, and the space must be there where you can lay the slabs out. Yeah, then they did the quartz sand. Here you can see the grain size. We recommend, of course, roughly about 0.6 to 1.2. Here they use 0.3 to 1.5. So as I said, actually, it's not so important, the size. It's more important that it's completely washed and no dust is there. Then we spray the sand. and yeah, spread the sand. And you can see here he did it with a spatula. You can do it with a broom. You can just put it by hand. So there's no issue what to do. No regulation how to do it. Just spread it, and everything which is too much, just leave it there. Yeah, bend. How you say? Kippen. Was heißt kippen nochmal? Yeah, flip the tile, and then all the sand is coming down, and you can collect it again for the next tile or for the next batch. Here, this is what I meant. You don't have to wait the 6 to 8 hours till it's completely cured. When you have not enough space in your workshop or in your factory, you treat a certain amount of slabs, then you put them onto on top of each other. You can put some wood in between, yeah, to let it cure, or you put some plastic in between to let it cure. And after that, what I said, 6 hours, you can start moving it and stacking it proper onto the racks. Good, and then here we did the installation. You can see there's no drainage system possible because it's already a concrete foundation. We have no space around, and they were installing is only in 2 or 3 centimeter mortar bed. And this is how it looks after installation. You can see here still some work to do. And this is Padang yellow, so this Chinese granite, which you usually have a lot of discolorations, the rust, the humidity staining. So this is a stone which usually stains quite strongly. And here how it looks after, I think 6 or 7 years the picture was done. Of course, here's a little bit leaves, there's a little bit dirt here, but no staining. And this is the important thing. All dirt you can remove and clean, yeah, but the stainings from inside the stone, the moisture stainings, you cannot do anything about it. So this is how it looks. Another example, when you have the space in your factory, ideal. This is ideal for the application. Here they apply it on the back side, and you can see this is white marble they're using here. They sprinkle the sand on the back side. And when they are done, here they floor it, because here what they have done here, because it's I think this is a spa installation, or yeah, in a hotel. Here they applied also a sealer on top of it, like our stain repellent nano effect, I think they used here, or pearl, to protect also the surface from stainings from the top. Yeah, because still there can be stainings from the top, but usually the stainings from the top I can clean, yeah, with some oil and grease remover paste, with some organic stain remover, with some rust remover. Everything from the top I can clean, but everything from the bottom, from the rear side, I cannot clean. So yeah, but they even did not want to clean the top side, so they used some impregnation there as well. So this stone is completely covered up from all 6 sides: back side, anti-stain coating, top side, pearl impregnation, and you have a perfect stone protected for many, many, many years. Yeah, a little bit a smaller example is here this terrace we have done in, I think this was Austria. You can see here on the left side, the stone stains very high. Here they did everything right, 10 centimeter grain mortar, single grain mortar. So this is what they should do. You have the 2% incline, so the water can run away, but still they have the staining. And this company, they have removed already the stone installation 1 time, and they have to apply it a 2nd time, and then the staining came again. So stakeholders say what to do. Now I have wasted 2 times the stone. I don't want to waste the 3rd time. So what we have done is the new stones we have treated then with the backside anti-stain coating. And okay, the picture is not there. Maybe it's later. Let me check. Yeah, here is it. it moved to the back, and you can see here. Yeah, after the installation, there is no staining here. Yeah, we did not change anything on the backside. We did not on the substructure. We did not change anything on the roof or something. So we left everything the same. We just removed the stone, put the anti-stain coating there, installed the fresh stone, and then no stainings. I think 7-8 years back, nothing changed. And this was the picture before. So yeah, I have shown you already here this project. This is a little bit a bigger project. This is Masa Plaza in Muscat, next to the marina. This is a very nice plaza, public square with some fountain installations, and they have used some local limestone and some black granite. And yeah, you can see the installation here. You have a sand bed, sand substructure, and you have a dry lay, or let's say, wet installations, wet mortar installation, dry wet mortar installations. So, but you are never sure what is underneath here. What type of sand is it? Are there any iron particles in the sand? Are there any stainings in the sand, or particles which can stain? So it's always, if you don't know, better use the anti-stain to protect, because this will also block the humidity and the stainings from the backside. You can see here the treated stones already. They were brought to the construction site, and then here they were installed in this nice structure and figures. Yeah, here you can see the stone from the side. It's covered already. The backside, of course, is covered, and they installed here directly. And yeah, this is how the plaza is looking. Very nice plaza. If you are in Oman, Muscat, visit it. From the top side, you can see it looks like stairs here. It looks like small pyramids here, but actually it's all from the design. It's a flat square, but the design of the stones makes it appear like it goes up and down. So very nicely done and very nicely protected with our backside anti-stain coating. And you can see here the kids playing in the water, and you can see the water is just going underneath the stones, through the stones, and staying there. So it was needed to protect the backside of the stones proper. Yeah, this is how it looks in the night. Very nice square. Yeah, here's the picture which we have seen already. Good. So this was a lot of information. Now, which product you can use in which application? We have here this cross sheet again. If you are outdoor, if you have a mortar bed, you have to use anti-stain coating. Yeah. If you do it on gravel, I think this must be not grout, but gravel. If you have a gravel or loose installation, you can use, of course, anti-stain coating always. But here you can use also Pre-Protect, as I showed you earlier. If you go indoor, of course, anti-stain coating is always the number one to choose. You can use any tile adhesive here, doesn't matter, especially when you go to bathrooms, spas, where you have big white marble slabs, you want the best protection, please use anti-stain. You have the 100% protection. If you come, if you want to use the Pre-Protect because you want to have it a little bit faster, then you need tile adhesive with a quality C2. Yeah, installation after 60 minutes, after 30 minutes, the Pre-Protect, and usually the next day, anti-stain coating. Good. Now this was the backside protection. I think we go over, or? Yeah, we can go over to the, let me go here, go our area again. Otello showed me that the stone is ready. You can see here, it's right already up. So that was regarding the question if it does change the stone, the color of the stone. No, Pre-Protect does not change the color of the stone. 30 minutes, already dry. Now I have some water here. And you can see here, when I spray the water, you can see the pearls are forming. Yeah, already protection is there. So this I can install. Yeah, so that's regarding this. Okay, good. Now we come to what can we do after installation? Yeah, do you want to treat it, the stone again? Because I mentioned already some the white marble with stain repellent nano, for example. Yeah. Of course, if you have interior applications, terraces where you're not sure, maybe there's some barbecue going on, so you need also some surface protection, please use some stain repellent products. And now there comes the next benefit when you do a backside treatment. You can see here 2 stones. yeah, untreated one, and one is treated with the anti-stain coating 2015. Both, they're sitting on a wet tissue or wet cloth or what it is. And you can see already here, the stone have absorbed a little bit humidity. And here, of course, on the right side, there's nothing to see. So now, because we always get the questions, when can I, we had it also this earlier in this webinar, when can I apply, for example, darkener super or an impregnation on my flooring? Because usually there is some humidity, of course. I do with my grouting, I wash my stone, I remove my excess of my grouting, so the stone is wet. So when it is dry enough to do an impregnation, usually we say, wait some days, maybe some weeks, depending on the stone, you're never sure. But when you do a backside treatment, now what you can see here, this is a time-lapsed video. We pour on both stones, we pour one glass of water, and you can see here both of the stones absorb the water evenly, both get really dark and wet. But then you can see the anti-stain coating dries up very fast. Yeah, and it dries up especially completely. There is no remaining humidity. You can see here the untreated stone also dries up, but it remains dark. Yeah, because now there is this effect that the water from the backside is pushing through. It's coming further from the backside. It has connected with the water from the top. It gets sucked up. And now this stone on the left side stays wet for nobody knows how long. Yeah, so you're never sure when you install your stone on a normal mortar bed when it is dry enough to use some sealer on the top. Here on the other case, yeah, I give you 1 day. Next day you can use your impregnation there, no problem, because the stone directly dries up, even if I can do it again, even if I put the water there, you can see both got absorb the water the same way, but the anti-stain coated stone dries up very fast, and it dries up completely to the dry surface again, and this one stays dark. I think the difference is visible. Yeah, and if you don't do that, yeah, you can see this. Also here you have some big slabs. I think this is Nero Assoluto, so black Assoluto, black granite. You have from some remaining moisture underneath, and then you start treating it with some sealers, with some impregnation, and then this happens. Yeah, you have some not uniform picture. Some sealer penetrated, some doesn't. So you have all of these patches. And if you have not seen, if you're not aware of this problem right now already, then and you apply it a second time, then you get this picture. So even a worse stainings everywhere, light, dark, and this is not cleanable anymore. Of course, we have some impregnation remover, so the impregnation itself we can remove, but all of these patches, these humidity patches, which were there in the beginning, yeah, all these marks, the humidity, these lines, of course, we cannot clean anymore. And then you have the stainings, and this is actually, you have to remove the stone. Nobody will accept that. So this is the next benefit when you have a backside treatment. Okay, what can you do for impregnation, for protection? This depends on you. You can use on the top side some water and dirt repellent. Yeah, when you have a terrace or a facade, for example, it's a rapid impregnator. When you want some oil, water and dirt repellent, grease repellent, food repellent, you can use, for example, some pearl, or you can use some color intensifier. This later on doesn't matter because your stone is protected from the backside, no moisture there. Good. I think that's so far. I will show you one more thing, and you can see what we have done with the time-lapse video yesterday. You see here, these are the stones, and you can see here it becomes even darker. Yeah, we just left it there on the wet tissue. This is just a wet tissue, and it gets even darker. And you can see here, this stone still is not protected. Yeah, it absorbs water, but it will go back to a normal surface in no time. Yeah, so far for moisture protection. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I did not talk too much, but this is a very, very, very important subject because we get a lot of calls with all the stainings, with all this efflorescence, rust stainings, and so on. And the people are asking us, what can we do to clean? And we always have to tell them, you cannot. You have to remove the tiles and install them freshly new, and then hopefully with a protection from the backside. And I think when you show these pictures to some clients, they will understand, and you can offer always the protection in your work, and the clients usually will understand that it's needed, and because otherwise you're never sure what is the result in the end, because after some years, especially in Germany, they have to give guarantee 5 years for the stone terrace or for the stone installation, and after 4.5 years, is there stainings coming, they have to remove the whole flooring for free. Yeah, this is how it is done. And you're never sure what happens underneath, what have the company before your stone for the substructure has done there, are you sure? So this is what we highly recommend, especially on good projects, and when you have some stones where you know they make some issues from now and then. Good, Otello. Any questions? No?
No more questions.
Good, then we are done. Thank you for watching. Then I have only just to show you what's coming next. Next will be in July, our new webinar with the topic New Trends of Outdoor Bonding, and in October, elastic bonding. So 2 interesting topics. But I hope maybe if you are from Europe, please visit us at the StoneTech exhibition here in Nuremberg. It's in end of June, 22nd to 25th of June. Visit us in Hall 12, stand B02 or B02. We are there. We are happy to meet with you face to face again and discuss with you all the projects and the manufacturing of stones. So yeah, we're looking forward to see you. If you have any questions, please write us info@akemi.de, webinar@akemi.de, or call us, and we're happy to help you. Thank you for watching, and see you next webinar or at StoneTech.